Hello guys, welcome back to Silver Salt. It's been a while and I'm very happy doing this again for you who wants to be a web developer in not just a big time. Now, if you follow me all this while, I think you need to hit the subscribe button so you can get more of my videos and you'll be the first to get all of them. So if you want to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button and then share to your friends who also wants to be web developers but don't have money to pay for big sites. Now I'm going to be sharing tips in not just this video, but I'm going to be sharing tips in other videos so that you can get to know websites you can learn web development for free. Now let's get started. Now the first thing we do is, this was where we stopped in our last video, and in the other video we talked about a little bit about HTML heading tags and then the paragraph tags. We say that this heading tags is actually a block element tag. It's a block element anyway, and then this p tag is an inline element. Now, although we are not up to the level of adding CSS to our projects or to our playlist, but I think to throw more light on this is what I'm going to be talking on this video alone. This alone actually is what I'm going to be talking on this video. I'll be explaining what's the block element tags and what's the inline element tags are. Now, the first thing we'll do is, we'll leave this silver source, but this body we'll remove. Okay, now this is the body. Let's check what a block element is. A block element is an element that takes a whole space. For instance, let's take this line as an example. This line runs from this line 14 runs from here to here. It doesn't allow any other line to start. So you can't just see 15 here or C16, something like that. Just from here to here, it takes up the whole space. Now this is what a block element is, and an example of a block element is, apart from the h1, all the heading tags, the h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, as far as h6 are block elements. And now for instance, another block element we have is actually now when you put your tag, your greater than or be your less than tag, you see ranging from body, the anchor tag, abbreviation tag, address, area, article, aside, audio, the bold tag. All these are examples of tags. We have the footer, which is a block element tag, the form, which is a block element tag, the h1 to hc is a block element tag, the header, all of them are block element tag. This HTML is a tag to identify, just like this one, to identify that you're writing in the HTML document. Now, other types, you have as many as you can, just everything necessarily, link, li tag, the link tag, all of them, in case you are confused on which one to use. Now let's go with the h2 tag. We've written h1, and an ideal website is supposed to have only one h1 tag. The rest should range from h2 downwards. So now we're going to have h2. Now this is our h2 tag. Since we've written silver salt here, I think we'll write something like, this is a block element. Now when we've written something like this is a block element, we'll have to run it in our browser. I talked last time about going live in your browser. When you click go run on live server, when you click run on live server, it opens your browser and it enables you to run your code, HTML using a code like this without having to go through something like file dot blah 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 blah. I have something like this. Okay, for instance, let me just put index. It shows me the location. Oh, this is because I'm still running it on a live server, but this is okay. This is our silver source first, and then this is a block element, the one we wrote. And now we're going to identify whether the first proof of whether this is a block element or whether it's an inline element is by writing another code here. When we write another code here, let me say span, which is another type of another element or another type of tag you can use, and then let me say this is inline element. Okay, when we write this like this, now this is a proof. This is an inline element, which is a span. It didn't just continue here. It didn't start from this block element. It didn't start after the block element. It just came automatically and then started here. That doesn't mean I can't write. Okay, for instance, and to show this is an inline element, I'm gonna copy whatsoever is here into this one, and then it automatically starts here. It didn't happen like this for this block element, this h2 tag, because it's a block element, and automatically, no matter its position in your website, it automatically takes the whole space meant for this. Automatically takes the whole space that is supposed to, it was assumed it will take. Now that doesn't mean you can't make this span come down. You can as well make it come down just adding your breaking tag, which is a BR tag, which automatically sends the next one down. It breaks it no matter which where it is. I can put it in between anywhere in a tag. It automatically breaks the tag and sends the rest down, making it looks like maybe forming another paragraph beneath it. Okay, now another proof of checking whether this is a block element is that I'm gonna add a little bit of CSS. Now CSS is a framework meant for styling your websites, like adding your style, your animations, your transitions, your hover effects, your selection effects, etc. Now the types of CSS we have: inline CSS, external CSS, and internal CSS. Now external CSS is ideal, I think, unless you are dealing with tailwind, which is something out of our scope for now. But we are going to do with inline CSS, which has to come in line for each of the tags. For instance, I'm going to be adding background. I'm going to first write style and then background color. I'll say background color. Okay, let me say the background color is red. Now this is what it actually means for it to be a block element. It takes up the whole space, no matter how small, no matter the position. It just takes up the whole space, meaning that if I set this thing to text align, if I align the text to center, it just comes here. But for this one, okay, let me do the same thing for the span. Doing the same thing for the span, it just adds color to this one, but didn't align anything to center, because ideally by default it occupies as much. It just takes what is enough for it. It doesn't take etc. It doesn't take extra like the block element. And then what else we're going to treat is the div tag. The div tag is actually for dividing. I actually use it for division of every single sections on your web page. For instance, I can decide to write a whole bunch of maybe introductory text for your website. You can decide to put all of them in a div tag. Okay, for instance, Silversoft. Decide to write something like, if my paragraph, for instance, or okay, my div first of all, and then I'll be like, inside my div I can now get my paragraph. I'll be okay. I'll be like Silversoft is a YouTube channel that helps people to write their first code on web development. As simple as that. Now this, I don't need to refresh my browser to see this. It's already there. And then this, if this is a paragraph for introducing what Silversoft is, I can decide to come under here and put a div, another div, and then maybe probably another paragraph, and then write blah 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 blah. It doesn't continue from this place, it just comes over here, and this is what it's all about. This is what the tag elements are about. This is what the block elements and the inline elements are about. Now if you really love this video, I think you should be subscribing to my YouTube channel by now, so that you can get more and more. Now okay, if we look at this code, it's really bulky, it's long, and maybe if you want to edit something in between it, you have to be scrolling this way, scroll left or right to find where you want to edit. I think the best thing you should do is, right now, if you have internet connection, you should just go and download Prettier code formatter. That's, I think, is a very good code formatter for every web developer, every programmer. This is how it sees when you download it, and when you enable it over here, you should be able to see this stuff that comes around this place. You should be able to see it here. And then that's, so if you format code with, then you configure default formatter and then choose Prettier. By the time you format your code, it's abbreviates this one, makes it a way that you can easily pick anyone and then go to any place and write anything you want to write. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to be releasing more videos in times to come. If you want to watch any other video, like how to install the VS Code I'm actually using for this project, I think you should click the video on your screen. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye. Now, thank you for watching this video. If you really enjoyed it, that means you're gonna enjoy every other part of the video. So subscribe so that you see more and more.